get the automatic strike now. And as he just grooves it, and to see if they give him a green light or not. Probably not. There's a ball outside, ball 4. Second walk of the game issued by Modier. And now runners are on first and second with nobody out. And the number 7 batter, Shane O'Neill, the shortstop, steps up. As Franklin, New Hampshire, moves the corner infielders, third baseman Aiden Kilty and Eddie Wild over there at first. Well, Kilty more so up front. Playing behind the runner now is Wild. The runner at first base, rather. Runner leading off second is Matt Peterson. And here's the 0-0. The batter squares, fakes, and takes a strike as the first baseman that time, Wild, was behind the runner at first. Then he came charging in fast as it's 0-1 now to Shane O'Neill. Not a bad play, though, to fake a bunt after he just walks the batter. Make sure the pitcher can throw a strike. See if they bunt again. No, they don't. And that one's in the dirt, and the runner's going from second to third, and that's going to be a wild pitch. And now Franklin has runners at second and third and nobody out in the semifinal game. Single elimination here. All the teams are guaranteed to play 2 games. They play a consolation game. 2 of them played here today already. There's a ground ball towards the shortstop. They're going to give up the run. Long throw from the shortstop. So one hop. Did he get him in time? And he did. So Franklin has taken the lead 1-0. And now they got runners at just a runner at second base. So an RBI on that fielder's choice by Shane O'Neill. We got 1 out, runner on second. Still Barrera. Brings up Matt Mason, the second baseman. So it's 1-0 now. Franklin, post 75 Mass, leading Kingston, Rhode Island here in the top of the second inning if you just joined us. And here's the 0-0, and it's a ground ball back to the pitcher. The runner on second went to third, but he never looked at him. And threw it over to first to take the sure out. Did Andrew Modier. So there's 2 outs now, and Barrera scoots down to third base. And that's going to bring up the number 9 hitter, the third baseman, Jake Houston. Number of left-handed hitters here today for Franklin, rather. And Kingston. And here's the pitch, and that was fouled right back towards us. 0-1 now to the left-handed hitting Jake Houston. Franklin post 75. I believe they were the Massachusetts winner. Quincy, Massachusetts was the runner-up. They were eliminated yesterday by Kingston, Rhode Island. This very same Kingston, who's actually they're actually the champion of Rhode Island. I believe I got that right. Cranston is the runner-up in Rhode Island. They're also in this tournament. They lost yesterday 6-5 to Bristol in 8 innings. Bristol will have the game right after this. Excuse me, no balls and 2 strikes now. And there's a foul ball left side again, off into the parking lot. Ooh, it just bounces over a vehicle. And got one on the double bounce. Runner at third, 2 outs. Top of the second inning, 1-0 in favor of Franklin, post 75. And here's the 0-2 delivery. It's way up high. A little bit of a waste pitch. So it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Jake Houston. 3 umpires for this game today. Plate umpire and first and third umpires. There's a swing and a miss. Could have been a tip, not sure. But in any event, that's the 3rd out here for Franklin. So they come up with 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. 2nd runner left on base here this afternoon for Franklin post 75. We'll be back with the bottom of the 2nd inning. Franklin leading Kingston, Rhode Island by the score of 1-0.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow
Back here at Veterans Memorial Park, we move on to the bottom of the second inning. Leading it off here is the cleanup hitter Owen Caldwell for Kingston, trailing 1-0. Takes a curveball from the lefty, Cole Dillon, for ball one. And there's the 0-1 delivery to Caldwell. That was another one that went in the dirt, so it's 2-0 now. Cole Dillon certainly trying to put up a zero after his team gives him a run in the top of the first inning when Matt Peterson got on a single. Kevin Barrera walked. There was a wild pitch and then an RBI fielder's choice by Shane O'Neill put Franklin, Massachusetts ahead by the slim score of 1-0. Here's the 2-0 delivery. And it's down low. It's ball 3-0. See all the maple trees out in center field. A 3-0 delivery. There's the automatic strike. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. The Senior American Legion tournament going on right now up there in Worcester, Mass. There's a 3-1. It goes towards the middle. Scooping it over second base is O'Neill. Long throw to first, and he makes the play. Pretty play that time by Shane O'Neill. Yeah, that's 1 up and 1 down here in the bottom of the second. Brings up for the first time Aiden Kilty, the third baseman. Nice play by O'Neill that time, getting that ball up the middle. Field is in great condition, despite the fact that it was raining on and off all this morning and this afternoon as well. First pitch is in there. Nice, pretty curveball by O'Neill. By Dillon, rather. Strike 1. Field does have a gravel warning track, so to speak, in front of the dugouts and behind at the backstop, and there's the curveball in the dirt. Count evens off at 1 ball and 1 strike. Don't see many planes flying over here today, as we usually do at Windsor Locks, right near Bradley International Airport. And here's a ball, so it's 2-1. Usually see a bunch of jets going by. We haven't seen one yet. With the cloud cover, we may not. We may just hear one. And there's a ball down low, so it's 3 balls and 1 strike now to Aiden Kilty. And there's a strike, so it's 3-2. 1 out, bottom of the second inning, 1-0 in favor of Franklin Post 75 of Massachusetts in the semifinal game of the Junior American Legion Northeast Regional Tournament. And there's ball 4, so Kilty is aboard. First runner this afternoon for Kingston.
Catcher number 17, Owen Costa.
That brings up Owen Costa, the catcher. They usually rotate the Junior Northeast Regional Tournament from state to state to state. I believe I saw somewhere online how it goes from one state to the next every year. And Senior American Legion play, it's going to be at Worcester for next, I believe, another year after this now, as they've got the bid for the Senior Regional Tournament. They're in Worcester, Mass. And here's the 1-0. That's a pop-up right to the shortstop. Didn't hit it very well. Almost got it off the handle. Easy play that time for the shortstop, Shane O'Neill. So there's 2 outs now.
Right fielder, number 16.
Brings up Tyler McNamara.
McNamara.
See if Kingston, Rhode Island, tries to run the runner now. 2 outs. There's a number of signals given by that third base coach from Kingston, Rhode Island. Coaches for each side have to wear protective batting helmets with no flaps, however, but they have to wear the helmets to coach the bases. Players, if they coach a base, have to wear the double-flapped helmets. They do have a designated hitter here in Junior American Legion Tournament, as I recall reading the rules. They can DH for any player, not just the pitcher. There's a slide step, and I believe they also have a 2-out speed up rule with you can run for the catcher or the pitcher, I believe, as long as there's 2 outs. So it's 1 ball, no strikes now to Tyler McNamara. And here's the pitch down low. Just missed. Cole Dillon took a little off that time, but it missed. It's 2 balls and no strikes now. Good pitch to hit now for the batter. 2-0, and that one's in the dirt. Blocked well that time by Barrera. So it's 3-0. And that's going to bring out the coach of Franklin, Mass. He wants to talk to his pitcher now, Cole Dillon. Walked 1 so far. He's pitched to 6, but this is the 7th batter he's faced in the game. They do have the pitching rules here, so the more you add up pitches per inning, you risk having that pitcher having to come out before the game ends. As the home plate umpire slowly walks out, as the coach from Franklin, Massachusetts, trying to give a little advice to his pitcher. Very difficult to do when the pitcher's on the mound. Like, what do you say to the kid? Throw strikes, pull your hand up here, kick your foot here, step over here, so on and so forth. Try your best, but it's an inexact science at best. Especially when a righty coach is trying to teach a lefty how to throw it. So Cole Dillon now to 3-0, see if the advice works. He kicks and deals. Way up high, ball 4. Second walk of the inning
number 9
for Cole Dillon.
Wild.
Brings up the first baseman, Ed Wild, now, a runner in scoring position for the first time for Kingston. Kingston, Rhode Island. Beautiful area. And here's the 0-0 delivery. Curveball. This one's in there for a strike. Not a bad decision to go with a different pitch if he's throwing his fastballs there. As you can see, the coach for Franklin, Mass, giving the signals to his catcher as to what pitch to throw. Here comes the 0-1 now to Wild. Kick and deal. Another curve. That one hits and ground. The runner's going. He'll have a play on him. Throw to third, and he dropped the ball. So it looked like the ball would have beaten him. But instead, we're going to end up with runners at the corner. The runner on first still held. Scored that one a wild pitch, I presume, because it did hit the dirt. So now the runners are on first and third with 2 outs. They'll have to come up with one of those first and third plays. As the count evens, 2 curveballs in a row to the right-handed hitting Eddie Wild. 1 a strike, 1 a ball. See if they send the runner right away. As the rain starts to pick up here at Veterans Park. And here's the kick. The runner doesn't go. He actually goes back towards first. There's a strike. So it's 1-2 now to the number 8 batter in the lineup for Kingston, Rhode Island. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Eddie Wild. And here the runner doesn't go again. Here's a curveball in the dirt, tempting him, but not quite as that one hit the dirt. Good block that time with Kevin Barrera. As we're perched underneath a tent, at least here, by the graces of the people here at Veterans Memorial Park. And there's the ball down low. Now the runner will be going at some point. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The adage, make sure he goes, rings out from the Kingston dugout. And here's the pitch. It hits in there. Good, pretty curveball, 3-2. He didn't expect it. So he watches it go by. First strikeout of the game, and it's a big one for Cole Dillon. For Kingston, Rhode Island here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, they have no runs. There were no hits, no errors. They left 2 runners on base. We'll be right back with the top of the 3rd inning. Franklin, Mass holding on to the slim 1-0 lead over Kingston, Rhode Island.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation.
Sorry about that, little technical delay. 2-0 pitch now to the leadoff hitter here in the top of the third inning. That's not the leadoff hitter, the number 2 hitter, Corey Tripone. There's one out as Ben Guzman lined one out to center field for the first out. 2-1 pitch, and it's in. It misses, so it's 3-1 now to Corey Tripone. The rain continues to fall, and there's a ball 4. So Tripone is aboard for the second time today on walks. That's the third walk issued by Andrew Modier. And coming from the stretch now is Modier. Throws over to first, and diving back and making it is Tripone. Franklin Mass holding on to a 1-0 lead here. We're in the top of the third inning. One out and a runner on first with a huge lead over there. See if he goes. Another throw over to first, and he's back in time. Step on a dive, and he makes it. And the 0-0, it's down low, just low and in. Catcher drops it temporarily, picks it up, no runner. The runner didn't go, so it's 1-0 now to Will Pacheco. Flied out to center, his first time up. Probably hear some in the background noise. You can hear the rain hitting on top of the tent that we're under. And there's ball 2 upstairs. 1 run on 1 hit, and no errors. 2 left on for Franklin post 75. So far, no runs on no hits, no errors, 2 left on base. Kingston, Rhode Island. And here's the 2-0. There's a ground ball towards the third baseman. 3 hops over to second and 1. Long stretch. That's all they'll get. The throw is a little bit off. So score that one a fielder's choice, 5-3. And that erases Tripone and leaves Pacheco on first.
Number 17.
Brings up the DH, Trip Pisano, who grounded to second base his first time up. So 2 outs. Let's see if Franklin Mass tries to run the runner. And now there's going to be talk over with the home plate umpire by the coach from Kingston. Maybe he was talking about the slide or something. I don't know, because the fielder over there had to reach for it. That was Billy Roach. As Kilty made a little bit of throw, a little bit wide at first, and the runner stretched. And the coach from Kingston wants to ask whether or not it was an improper slide, I would imagine. It's the only thing I can think of. And now the 3 umpires will converge. And they'll discuss it over as to to use the Federation rule. This is American Legion rules, which goes by Major League Baseball rules with some modifications. Or maybe he didn't slide or something, I don't know. And they're still calling the runner out. They're not calling a double play. And now there's an explanation going on now between the home plate umpire and the coach from Kingston. So 2 outs, runner on first base when play resumes. Tripazzano up now, see if Franklin Mass tries to take off. There's a runner at first is Pacheco. And the pitcher, Modier, deals a strike. Good hard fastball right at the waist. And there it is. Ground ball slowly hit to the third baseman. Kilty gets it. Long throw, high throw, and the first baseman gets back in time to make the play. So for Franklin, Massachusetts here in the top of the third, they come up empty. They have no runs on no hits, no errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. We'll be right back. The bottom of the third, Franklin, post 75 of Massachusetts, still leading Kingston, Rhode Island, by the slim score of 1-0.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I...
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Well, welcome back. Veterans Memorial Park here in Windsor Locks, Connecticut. This is a semifinal game in the Northeast Regional Tournament for Junior American Legion. Excuse me there. Junior American Legion, 17 and under. And the first pitch now to Billy Roach is a ripped base hit up the middle. First base hit of the game for Kingston, Rhode Island, as they chase that first pitch fastball from Cole Dillon.
Shortstop number 20, Scott Cromack.
It brings up Scott Cromack, the shortstop. He grounded out to third his last time up. It's Franklin Mass here in the bottom of the third inning, holding on to that slim 1-0 lead. First time in the game that Kingston, Rhode Island has their leadoff runner on. Slide step down low for ball 1. People all around this park here at Veterans Memorial Park trying to get underneath. A little bit of rain. It's let up a little bit. Don't really see any real accumulation on the field at all. And there's a ball that just misses down low. Just missed at the knees. Just below the knees. 2-0 now to the leadoff hitter, Scott Cromack. Kingston, Rhode Island. And he kicks and deals. The runner doesn't go. Fake bunt. And that was a curve. And that was a fake bunt that time. So it's 3 balls and no strikes now to Scott Cromack here, the top of the 4th inning. I'm sorry, bottom of the 3rd. And there's the pitch down low. There's pitch in there. So it's 3 balls and 1 strike now. Leadoff hitter Cromack. Coming to the stretch is Cole Dillon. And he comes to the stretch now, checks the runner at first. 3-1. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. So just like that, Kingston, Rhode Island with first and second and nobody out, and that's going to bring a trip to the mound from the Franklin Mass coach. This is the best threat that Kingston, Rhode Island has had here this afternoon here. They play 7 innings in this Junior American Legion Northeast Regional. And as the coach keeps showing him, is trying to go over his delivery. It's very difficult to go over a delivery when you're in the middle of a game. But you get the pitcher starting to think of all different things. Sometimes you just want to tell him, concentrate on the mitt, just throw it there, so he can refocus himself a little bit. Pitcher starts thinking of mechanics, and many times he's through. But let's not hope so for Cole Dillon's sake.
Number 5, Sam.
He's pitched pretty well. He's only given up 1 hit, but he has walked 2 now. Well, actually walked 3 in the game so far. Brings up Sam Laurie, the center fielder, who popped to short his first time up. Sam, a left-handed batter. See if they show bunt here as they're up on the corners and halfway in the middle. And here's the pitch. He isn't going. He isn't throwing bunt as he takes ball 1. Now it starts to pick up a little bit, does the rain. And here's the 1-0 delivery. It's in there for strike 1. What you're looking on your computers now or your smartphones is a GoPro camera view behind home plate here at Veterans Memorial Park. No press box here, so it's difficult to have a higher view. And there's a throw over to first, and they try to pick the runner off on first, but he gets back. So they tried a little trick play there to try to get the runner out at first. And now the first baseman, Matt Peterson, comes up as if he's looking for the bunt. Here's the 1-1, and he doesn't show bunt. He does, yep, then he late show of a bunt, and they're going to call that one a strike. That was a little bit out there, but it's 1-2 on a curveball. Third baseman that time, Jake Houston, anchored. So the pitcher, Cole Dillon, would have to field everything on the third base side of the infield. Peterson would have to get everything on the right side. And here's the 1-2, and that one's in the dirt. The runner goes. Here's the throw to third. Do they get him? No. Throw was kind of high. So now they have a runner on third and second. Going to have to score that one a wild pitch because it did hit the dirt. Looked like they had a shot, but the ball scooted away behind the left-handed batter. And it's tough to throw over his head and get a good throw there. It was a high throw, and they're saying that the slide beat him. So now the infield playing back in the middle, up on the corners with nobody out here in a 2-2 pitch. Lefty against lefty. Here it is. Slow curve, and that one misses. It's full. Kingston, Rhode Island trailing here, but they're threatening. They're only down a sole run. Here in the bottom of the third. Men on second and third, nobody out. Here's the 3-2, and it's popped up. That one's going to be out of play behind the third base dugout of Franklin, Mass. They've been able to get every game in this tournament so far. Next game up at 7 o'clock scheduled between Bristol and Dover for the other spot in the championship game tomorrow. Here's the full count again. This one's going to be hitting a fly ball. This should get a runner in as it's way out there in center field, deep, and he gets it running backwards. So this game's going to be tied on a sac fly. So a deep sac fly by Sam Laurie. He gets the RBI, and the game is tied at 1-1. And now there's one out and a runner on third. Is on the play. Scott Cormack was able to tag and go to third on that RBI fly ball by Laurie. So one out. Andrew Modier coming up now. Now see if they.
Number 10, Andrew Mosher.
Franklin, Mass tends to has the infield up on the corners now. Now the middle infielders is hard to tell, but they've still got some dirt under their feet. And the lefty Dillon kicks and deals, curveball in there for strike 1. So Dillon's been having more success with his curve than he has been with his fastball. Fastball tends to be wild. Curveball, just sometimes it hits the dirt. And here's the pitch. Here's the fastball. That one chopped up to the shortstop. Runner on third goes. Here's the plate. And they got him. Great relay from Shane O'Neill down to Kevin Barrera. Great tag by Barrera. And scored that one a fielder's choice. That'll be 6-2. And that's a critical play here for Franklin, Mass. As it erases Scott Cormack, the go-ahead run from third base.
Left fielder number 25, Owen Caldwell.
So Modier is at first, and now with 2 outs. Owen Caldwell, another left-handed batter, steps in. Grounded to short his last time up. So he's still got a tie game as Franklin, Mass. They execute the ground ball to short. A runner was going to put the pressure on, and they made the tag, they made the throw, Everything was perfect for Franklin, Mass., and that's why the game remains tied. Dillon now deals another curveball. It's in there for a strike. Pretty pitch. That was a great pitch that time by Cole Dillon as the rain is coming down heavier and heavier now. And here's the pitch. It's a high pop-up, and it's going to be out of play. Hard to tell that time when the ball went up where it was going to be, but it actually went behind us as the rain now coming down quite hard. As you can probably hear right through the wire. A little bit of a microphone at the GoPro camera behind home plate here. Get to hear the rain pitter-patter on top of the tents. Curveball, that one's going to be hit into right field for a base hit. That time Caldwell pulled that curveball. And now that means that Kingston, Rhode Island have runners on first and second hit of the day for Kingston, Rhode Island. As the rain continues to fall here, Veterans Memorial Field in Windsor Locks. We're only a couple of miles away from Bradley International Airport. Haven't heard any planes go by yet. Brings up in Aiden Kilty, who walked his last time up. He fouls one back to the screen. Let's just hope that our GoPro camera holds up and doesn't have too many little pellets of rain on the screen, so you can continue to view the game as the rain is coming down steadily. Hasn't accumulated on the gravel in front of us yet, though. There's a curveball, another one, ground ball to short. One-handed grab by the shortstop, Shane O'Neill. Throws it over to Peterson, and that'll do it. So that'll finally end the threat of Kingston, Rhode Island. However, Kingston, here in the bottom of the third inning, has come up with a total of 1 run on only, well, they had 2 hits and no errors, and they left 2 runners on base. We'll be right back with the top of the 4th inning. We're all tied here at Veterans Memorial Park with the score. Franklin Post 75 of Massachusetts 1, Kingston, Rhode Island 1.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
Well, back here at Veterans Memorial Park, the rain is coming down heavy, and it's coming down steady. And now I have to go around trying to protect some of this computer equipment that I have here underneath the tent. Every once in a while, you see a big splash of water come down in front of me. And we'll continue to broadcast here as long as we possibly can from behind home plate. We're moving on to the top of the 4th. The umpires have not talked about calling it. There's no puddles or anything yet. Rain, I'll tell you, the field is really absorbing this rain so far. But it's been coming down steady. Everybody around us now, we're having umbrellas and so on. So it's not a very good thing for pitchers, and sooner or later it's going to be not good at all to continue play, I would imagine, if it keeps coming down like this, whether they'll be able to complete this game. But in any event, we're all tied here, and we're on to the top of the 4th inning. And for Franklin, Mass., they'll send up Matt Peterson to start it off as the site director here. Starts talking to the home plate umpire, and he walks off. So we're going to continue play, see how much further they can go in this. Hard to tell from your monitor, I would imagine, how heavy it's raining. Don't have any puddles here because there's gravel in front of us for about 10 feet. You can see that on the screen, I would imagine.
Matt Peterson.
And Matt Peterson steps in. He scored the only run of the game for Franklin, Massachusetts, after he singled. Got over to third on a wild pitch, scored an RBI ground ball. So now is that time where a lot of towels will be used, I would imagine, from then on and from here on in, and the old rice buckets to dry the baseballs. There's a whole bunch of, you can see the teams that are ready for that 7 o'clock game. They start filing in way down the left field line just to watch a little bit of it. Here's the first pitch, and it's down low for a ball. And we have to see how much further these pitchers, whether they're going to have any effect with the slipperiness of the baseball. No rosin bags out there behind the mound. Here's the 1-0 delivery to Peterson from Andrew Modier. Here's a slow chopper that's foul. So 1 ball, 1 strike now to Modier. Kingston, Rhode Island came up with their run last half of the third inning. As they had second and third, nobody out, a sac fly, and then they couldn't get the second run in to take the lead. Some great defensive play by Kingston. By Franklin Mass. There's a chopper back to the mound. Underhanding it to first is Andrew Modier, and 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the fourth. Brings up Kevin Barrera. Kevin, the catcher, from Franklin, Mass. Kevin walked his first time up. Only 1 strikeout in this game so far. Batters are putting the bat on the ball. And taking ball 1 is Barrera. Walked and was stranded in third base back in the second inning. And here's the 1-0. That one's popped up foul, out of play. Here's the 0-1 delivery from Andrew Modier, the starting pitcher for Kingston, Rhode Island. Here it is, and this one popped up in foul ground. And that one, is also out of play over the top of the Franklin, Mass dugout. Game after this, we said before, Bristol, Connecticut takes on Dover, New Hampshire in the other semifinal. Bristol surviving an 8-inning game against Cranston, Rhode Island. And so it's still 0-2 now. Or 1-2 rather, because that one's low. To Kevin Barrera. There's a smack into the right center gap. That one's going to be extras perhaps, but it sort of floats and dies. The runner's going, then he holds up. Smart play that time by the hitter Barrera. He smacked it out into that gap, but when it hit the ground, it just died. Normally you would think that ball might have rolled all the way to the fence, but it didn't. So it's left as a single.
Shortstop number 5, Shane O'Neill.
Brings up the shortstop, Shane O'Neill, as we finally see a one plane go by. It's a prop plane coming into the Bradley International Airport very low. Shane O'Neill grounded out to the shortstop his last time up, so we got a runner at first now with 1 out. And that one's inside for ball 1. Only the second hit of the day for Franklin, Mass. Neither team has committed an error so far. Both have played well. And the runner doesn't go. There's another bloop over the second baseman's head. Will it drop in? No. Yes, it does. The right fielder grabs it. He bobbles it. They had to play it second. Do they get him? Yes, they still get him. Scored that one 9-6. And a fielder's choice. One of those very tough play for the runner at first base. Barrera. You don't want to get doubled off. It looked like the second baseman might have it. It looked like the right fielder might have it, and it dropped in front of him. The right fielder, McNamara, bobbled it at first, but he recovered enough. So there's 2 outs now. Brings up Nate Mason, rather. Or Matt Mason, rather, sorry. There's the runner goes. Here's the throw to second. It's a 1 bouncer, not in time. So Shane O'Neill has a stolen base. So Franklin, Mass getting a little aggressive here with 2 outs. 1 ball, no strikes now to Matt Mason. Grounded back to the pitcher his last time up as the rain continues to come down. Here's the pitch. Ooh, that one's just low. It's a tough one for an umpire. You have to try to decide, when do you start an inning? Do you have one team bat in a terrible weather inning, their half, and then call the game, and then the other team gets the bat in on another day in great weather? It's tough to call a game unless you're finishing the inning. So far, the field has been able to hold up and absorb the rain that's been coming down here on and off all day and pretty steadily since this game started. 2-1. Here's a ground ball towards the shortstop. Nearly hits the runner. He jumps over it all the way to first. Pretty play that time by the shortstop, Scott Cromack. Long throw to first. And that does it here for Franklin, Mass in the top of the fourth. We're halfway through here at Veterans Memorial Park in Windsor Locks, Connecticut. The score remains Franklin Post 75 from Massachusetts 1 and Kingston, Rhode Island 1. We'll be right back after this important message.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Well, back here at Veterans Memorial Park in Windsor Locks, Connecticut, we got a good one here in this semifinal game between Franklin Post 75 from Massachusetts against Kingston, Rhode Island. We're in the bottom of the fourth now, and the score is tied at 1. For Franklin, Massachusetts, they got their run when Matt Peterson singled, Kevin Barrera walked, and then there was a wild pitch and then a ground ball where the Kingston, Rhode Island defense was playing back in the middle, so there was a run scored on the ground ball. For Kingston, they got their run when Billy Roach singled after a walk, and then there was a wild pitch and a sac fly by Sam Laurie. And that's the only scoring here this afternoon so far. So leading it off here in the bottom of the fourth inning for Kingston, Rhode Island will be Owen Costa. Owen had popped to short his last time up.
Kingston, catcher number 17, Owen Costa.
And still on the mound's a lefty, Cole Dillon, who's had his troubles. And he throws a curveball down and in for a ball. He has walked 3. He's only given up 2 hits, only struck out 1. There's only 2 batters in this whole game who struck out. 1 for each team. And there's a foul ball out of play on the right side over the top of the Kingston, Rhode Island dugout. And I mean that. They are dug out as it goes down below earth. Here's the 1-1. Another curveball, pretty pitch. That's been Cole Dillon's best pitch all afternoon. It's been his breaking ball. He's had some trouble with control on the fastballs. They've been getting away from it. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to the right-handed hitter, Owen Costa. There's a ground ball to be back to the mound. Dillon gets it, spins, and makes the play. So 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom of the fourth. They only play 7 here in Junior American Legion play.
Right fielder number 16, Tyler McNamara.
Play 9, I believe, maybe. Not totally sure about that in the senior regional tournament. Man, here's the first pitch now, way up high. That's a fastball to Tyler McNamara, who walked his first time up. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 4 left on base for Franklin, Mass. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 4 left on base for Kingston, Rhode Island, as that one goes in the dirt. Hey, we can finally hear a jet going overhead here. We're only a couple of miles from Bradley International Airport, and usually when the weather's beautiful here, when it's clear anyway, you see a lot of jets going overhead. Haven't seen one yet here today. 2-1 now, because that was a strike to McNamara. Both defenses played very, very well here this afternoon, despite the weather. There's a ball down low, so it's 3-1. And there's a foul ball, so it counts full. That one goes back to the screen and clangs around the chain link fence in front of us. What you're looking through right now is what's called a GoPro view. It's a single camera, which has a pretty good wide-angle lens to show the whole field. But unfortunately, there's no press box here, so we can't be up in the air to get a better view of the field. There's a swing and a miss. Good strikeout. Strikeout pitch by Cole Dillon. That one tailed. And McNamara chased it for 2 outs. Eddie Wild comes up now. He struck out looking his first time up.
First baseman number 9, Ed Wild.
In the only inning that Kingston, Rhode Island had their leadoff runner on, that's when they scored. Same holds true for Franklin. And that one's away. It's 1-0. And here's the 1-0 pitch. It's in there, foul ball right off the backstop screen. It's 1 ball, 1 strike now. Rain seems to have let up a bit now. It's still like lightly raining. There are no puddles anywhere, but the ball, I would imagine, is still slick as is the grass. Here there's a ball that kicks away from the catcher. 2-1. Lucky nobody was on base. And now they throw the ball back. Surprised the umpire didn't want to look at it. Only because it rolled into some very wet grass. 2 balls, 1 strike now. Here's the pitch. And it popped up in the infield. That'll be playable by the first baseman. And the big first baseman, Matt Peterson, makes the catch for the final out. Well, so Cole Dillon has settled down and retired the side here in the bottom of the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the top of the 5th. The score remains at Franklin, Mass. 1, Kingston, Rhode Island 1. Stay tuned for more American Legion baseball action here on SportingNewsCT.com after these important messages.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life. National studies show this.
Well, right back here at Veterans Memorial Park in Windsor Locks, Connecticut. We've got a good one going here in the Junior American Legion Northeast Regional Tournament. So we're all tied here in the top of the 5th inning. 1-1 between Franklin, Mass. and Kingston, Rhode Island. There is no Junior American Legion World Series, so this is as far as the players can go. While there is one for the senior tournament, they haven't gotten to that point yet as American Legion to have won the Junior American Legion tournament. Right now, the Northeast Regional for the seniors is going on up there in Worcester, Massachusetts.
21, Jake Houston.
Jake Houston will step up to the plate now for Kingston, Rhode Island. Jake struck out swinging his first time up. Try to redeem himself now. As the lefty steps into the batter's box. Still very light rain coming down. First pitch to him is right past the catcher, all the way to the backstop. Most of Franklin's players now up against the fence in front of each dugout. Lights have been on here since the beginning of the game. Rain has been coming down all day. They've gotten 2 games in already today in the consolation games. And there's a strike. Originally, Kingston, Rhode Island got here by beating Quincy, Mass., the runner-up in Massachusetts, by the score 6-5. Bristol defeated Cranston, Rhode Island, 6-5. Looks like there's 2 balls and 1 strike now to the lefty. Is the Franklin, Mass. bench whooping it up now, trying to urge their batter on. There's a swing and a miss, so it's 2-2. This same Franklin, Mass. team defeated Hampton, Maine, 3-0. And Dover, New Hampshire, which plays Bristol in the next game. Following this one, beat Windsor Locks, the host team, by a score of 7-1. There's a pitch up high, so the count is full now. Well, it's a critical pitch when you think about it. If the number 9 hitter usually gets on with nobody out, usually that really ends up in a run. Swing and a miss, but he had nothing doing with it. Andrew Modier wasn't going to let that happen. He's got his second strikeout of the game, and there's
center fielder, number 8, Ben
brings up
Guzman.
the top of the order now. Franklin, Mass. in the name of Ben Guzman. Ben has hit the ball up in the air twice. Popped a short line to center field. He steps in with that multicolored aluminum bat now. As we said before, they can use aluminum or BB Core wood or regular wood if they wanted to in this tournament. Curveball, that one's a strike. So Andrew Modier pitching very well. Giving up only 2 hits. Walked 3 as he works here with 1 out in the 5th. There's a hard ground ball towards the second baseman. It only took 1 hop. Gets there pretty quick, and second baseman Billy Roach makes the easy play, throws it over to Eddie Wild for the 2nd out of the inning.
Left fielder number 50, Corey Chiappone.
Corey Chiappone has walked twice today so far and stole a base. There's not here to coach from Kingston, Rhode Island, yelling out, "No!" Whoa! There goes the bat towards his own dugout. That bat slipped right out of the hands of Corey Chiappone. It went flying towards his own play, his fellow player in the batter's on deck circle. Look out. That's what happens when you have a wet game, a wet day, and everything gets sort of wet around, and a bit harder to take that loose grip on an aluminum bat, even with that gator skin or whatever they use for to stick them onto the bat handle. Here's the pitch, curveball. It's up high, so it's 1-1 now. Doesn't seem like Andrew Modier having any problem with the mound. He's been working quite deliberately and quickly. There's a strike. So it's 1-2. He gets that ball back, and he just wants to work right again. As the rain continues to fall. Here's the 1-2 divot. Another curveball. This one's low. Tempted him, but Chiappone didn't bite. So it's even at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the top of the 5th, 1-1 score. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pretty pitch that time by Andrew Modier. It is 3 up, 3 down here for Franklin, Massachusetts. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We're stretching here if you're a Kingston, Rhode Island fan with the score. Franklin, Mass 1, Kingston, Rhode Island 1.
All right, this is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life. National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
Oh, right back here. Billy Roach steps up to the plate now for Kingston, Rhode Island in the bottom of the 5th inning. We're all tied up at 1. Still on the mound for Franklin is Cole Dillon, the lefty, but now he's falls behind 2-0. He has walked 3 so far here this afternoon. Billy Roach, the number 9 hitter, got a single and scored the only run for Kingston. And there's a strike, so it's 2-1. If I remember right, Mr. Roach smacked that one right up the middle last time, so infielders playing a little bit closer to second base. That one goes down low for ball 3. Again, you don't want to walk the number 9 hitter in an order. And here's the 3-1 delivery. That was right over the plate. Roach taking all the way. Smart move, really, by the number 9 hitter. Make him pitch. You can still get a quality at bat. There's a foul ball out of play, so now you figure it's already thrown 6 pitches here to you, so that's something you want to do as a number 9 hitter. Make the pitcher work. Dillon looks into the sign from his battery mate, Barrera. There's another foul ball out of place, and it's 7 pitches he's been able to withstand from the pitcher. We'll reset that defense for you again. It hasn't changed. Kevin Barrera behind the plate. Matt Peterson down at first. Matt Mason at second. Shane O'Neill playing well. And there's that ball hit deep into right center field. That's going to be trouble. It's going to drop in for a base hit. And nice piece of hitting by Billy Roach, who's now 2 for 2. He's got 2 out of the 3 hits of this Kingston, Rhode Island team. Well, continue to setting up that defense for Franklin, Mass. That's Jake Houston at third. Corey Trapone in left. Benny Guzman in center field, who just picked that ball up and threw it again. And Will Pacheco out there in right field. Brings up the top of the order Scott Cromack. See if they bunt again. As they hold the runner on first as a lefty. Dillon throws over to first and getting back on a step and a dive is Billy Roach. I tell you, sometimes these 9-hitters want to show their coach, hey, I'm not really a 9-hitter. I should be up in that order. He's got 2 out of the 3 hits here this afternoon. Tip your hat to him. Here's the pitch. He squared a bunt, and he taps at it and rolls foul. So you can see that Kingston was going to employ the bunt. See if they keep it on. It's 0-1 now to Scott Cromack. Walk. There's a throw over to first and getting back easily. Another step and a dive. Make him work over there at first. As Billy Roach slides back in again. Head first. Here's the 0-1. Dillon throws over again and nearly gets him leaning. There's something on. Whether it's a bunt or a steal, I would imagine. See if they'll throw over for the 3rd time. No, this time a slide step, and there's a throw down to first, and it was a fake bunt attempt. Well, the ball was pitched too high. It wasn't a fake bunt. He just pulled the bat back. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike now. See if they keep the bunt on. I would imagine they are. 1 ball, 1 strike now. That pitch was just far too high to bunt. Scott Cromack. He doesn't bunt. This time he chops a little slow chopper to the third baseman. It'll be as good as a bunt, because that'll go 5-3. So 5-3 fielder's choice, but a swinging bunt that time by Scott Cromack, and that gets Billy Roach down in scoring position. Up for Sam Laurie, who hit a RBI sac fly his last time up, then popped to short.
Center fielder number 5, Sam Laurie.
But he is facing Dillon, the lefty. See what Franklin, Mass does now to him. Here's the pitch, way up high, behind the batter. Like the ball slipped away from a little bit, and he's asking for a new one. As the rain seemed to have let up just a tiny bit. At least not coming down steady as it was before. Some people now have removed their umbrellas. And slide step this time in there for a strike. That time Dillon just slide step fastballed him and caught Sam Laurie a little bit not ready to hit. First baseman still playing up. So anything from that lefty who smacks it towards him is going to be get past him. Just curveball down low. So it's 2-1. Don't think there's really a threat of a bunt, so it's kind of unusual. The first baseman's up on the grass for the left-handed hitter. He creeps up again. No, he does bunt. He bunts up the third baseline. It's a beauty, and it's going to die. And here's the throw. There's no throw. So that was a great bunt by Sam Laurie. And he's got a hit. And Billy Roach goes down to third. So now they have a runner at third base with less than 2 outs. Only 1 out.
Pitcher number 10, Andrew Mosher.
4th hit of the day for Kingston, Rhode Island. And now there's first and third. And it's going to be a bunch of signs here. Going from a lefty, sometimes you have that old runner goes and sees, and it's a squeeze to the batter. And call it the old Southern California play, where as soon as he kicks, everybody breaks. If he throws to first, the runner scores. Well, let's see what they do. Here's the kick, and they're throwing to first. Not a very big lead at first base by the runner, Laurie. The one out and their biggest runners, their man on third base, that's Billy Roach, who's 2 for 3 this afternoon. There's the kick in the deal. He's bunting, and he fakes it. There's going to be a throw to first, and a very dangerous play for the catcher. You don't want to throw that one away. But it looked like they were almost bunting for a sack or a safety squeeze of some sort. It's no balls and 1 strike now to the hitter. The name of Andrew Modier, the pitcher, he's going to try to do it himself. Grounded out twice, both times to the shortstop. If he does it here and beats it out, they'll score a run. And Dillon deals. There's a pop-up foul out of play. Hit it up high enough above the lights here, Veterans Memorial Park, but in foul ground. So it's 0-2 now. Andrew Modier. Cole Dillon trying to get out of this difficulty here. The go-ahead run on third base in the name of Billy Roach. Dillon, the 0-2, now he throws it over to first again. Must have thought the runner was going. Creeping off first base is Sam Laurie. Not a very big lead. Slide step. Tries to catch him with that. Occasional slide step from Cole Dillon to mix it up to catch the batter and the runners a little bit off stride. But it's 1-2. Curveball, that one's in the dirt. Another fake throw to first. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. To Andrew Modier on deck is Owen Caldwell. Cleanup hitter is 1 for 2 so far, but it'll be lefty against lefty, should that happen. Well, it's going to happen one way unless we get a double play here. And here's the pitch. Fastball fouled out of play right side. You can hear that ball crack against that aluminum bat. That's an Easton, so that's a connection type bat. Tends to have different sounds of different kinds of aluminum bats. 2-2 delivery now, again, from Cole Dillon. Here's the pitch. It's ripped right at the third baseman fair. That'll score a run. He just blasted that ball into left field. So Andrew Modier with an RBI single, and just like that, Kingston, Rhode Island, takes the lead. Going down to second base is Sam Laurie. Great piece of hitting that time by Modier as he smacks that 5th hit of the day for his team. Take the lead 2-1 here in the 5th. And they still threaten with runners on first and second and 1 out. This inning all started with the number 9 hitter Billy Roach getting on a base hit. Got over to second on a fielder's choice swinging type of bunt.
Owen Caldwell.
Sam Laurie got a base hit with a bunt. And with first and third, there's the single by Andrew Modier down the left field line. Still 1-2 now to Owen Caldwell. He hits one off the end of the bat, foul towards the third base dugout. So for Kingston, Rhode Island, they got 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors. They've left 4 on so far. Franklin, Mass. only got 1 run. They've got 2 hits, no errors, 4 left on. So really tight ball game statistically all the way around. Neither team committing an error. There's a curveball in the dirt. The winner of this game will play the winner of the following game between Bristol, Connecticut and Dover, New Hampshire for the Northeast Regional Championship. And there's a slap out to left field. And that one's going to be caught by the left fielder. Runners don't advance. He's going to bring up Andrew Kilty now with 2 outs.
Third baseman number 24, Aiden Kilty.
Aiden, rather. Sorry about that. Aiden has on the day has walked and grounded out to short. Still on the mound, Franklin Cole Dillon. Lefty kicks and deals. Fastball outside, up and out. 1 ball, no strike now. To Aiden Kilty, the third baseman for this Franklin team. I'm sorry, for this Kingston, Rhode Island team. There's a strike. Good one. Inside corner right at the knees. Tough spot to hit. And here's the 1-1 delivery now. Little delay here as they're looking around. Curveball, that one misses. Because that time Dillon didn't want anybody to think he was a one-looker, as they call him, so he looks back, looks forward, looks back. Make sure the runner isn't going. There is 2 outs, though. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Slide steps. This one's a chopper towards short. They can go the easy way to second. He chooses not to. Just make the long throw to first, and they're calling him safe off the bag. So Kilty now is aboard, and you're going to have to call that one an error. First error of the game for Franklin Mass. And now they're going to have a pinch runner run out for the pitcher on second base. And a courtesy runner now, just 2 outs. Not the runner got to second base. And keep the pitcher fresh. Not a bad idea. Get another player in the game. Let's see if we can pick up his name.
Okay. Yeah, we're good.
So that looks like the last batter made an out. The last thing, that must be Eddie Wild, I would imagine. I'm sorry, rather. Yeah, that has to be Eddie Wild. Bases are loaded now. That's a tough one. He could have went the short way to second. Don't know why. I think he had from the very beginning, had his mind intent on going to first. And they're saying he's safe. They had a conversion. Home plate umpire, first base umpire, third base umpire, all converge to say he's safe. Must have asked for a conference, and now time is called as now the coach from Franklin, Mass. wants to go out and talk to Coles, and that may be all, and that's going to be all. We'll let you know who the new pitcher is on the flip side of this one. We got a good one here. Kingston, Rhode Island, 2. And Franklin, Mass. 1. We'll be right back with more American Legion baseball action here on SportingNewsCT.com.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life. National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
Now pitching for Franklin, number 8, Ben.
You'll hear it on the
Guzman.
speaker, loudspeaker of the field here. Is the new pitcher is Ben Guzman. And I believe they're taking the defensively Franklin, New Hampshire, maybe putting their designated hitter into the game somewhere on the field. We'll get that for you in a minute. But in any event, it's Ben Guzman who comes on here with the bases loaded. These runners will still be charged to Cole Dillon. So he'll face Owen Costa, who popped to short and grounded out. The bases loaded as a result of the first error of the game, committed by Franklin's defense. So Guzman will try to keep the damage limited at 1.
The catcher, number 17, Owen Costa.
Guzman going from the stretch. On first base, and Aiden Kilty. Second, Andrew Modier's pinch runner. And then Sam Laurie on third, and there's a strike. RBI single to left field by Andrew Modier. Put his team ahead. He's the pitcher. Here's the pitch. Smack base hit through the middle. That'll score one unless they get a force at second. They're not gonna. And the base hit. And just like that, Kingston, Rhode Island goes ahead 3-1. Right through the middle and smacked by Owen Costa, an RBI single. So that one, Sam Laurie scores. Modier's runner, pinch runner, I believe that's wild over to third. It's like one of those scenarios where they have courtesy runners in the Junior American Legion tournament for the catcher and the pitcher. So now, since Costa is the catcher, they're having, let me see, Owen Caldwell, who flied out. He's going to run it first.
Right fielder number 16, Tyler.
Courtesy runner. Just want to make sure he's not going to get up again, and then you have an automatic out. Here's the pitch. Fastball inside for a ball to Tyler McNamara, who walked and struck out. So an RBI single by Owen Costa has put Kingston, Rhode Island ahead 3-1. Guzman kicks and deals. Fastball inside again. 2 balls, no strikes now to McNamara. That run is charged to Dillon. There's a strike. That was his runner on first base, third base rather. So it's 2-1 now to Tyler McNamara, the 8th batter in the order, the 8th batter here this afternoon in this inning for for Kingston, Rhode Island. That one was fouled away. Rain has basically stopped here at Veterans Memorial Field in Windsor Locks, Connecticut. This Junior American Legion Northeast Regional Tournament game, semifinal. It's the pitch. There's a slow grounder towards the pitcher. Guzman gets it, throws the first for the final out of the inning. But the damage is done here as Kingston, Rhode Island comes up with 2 runs on 4 hits. There was an error, and they left 3 runners on base. We'll be right back with the top of the 6th inning, with Kingston, Rhode Island now ahead by the score of 3-1.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Well, it's been dark, it's been rainy, and the lights have been on since the game has begun, but the darkness now coming over a bit over this Franklin, Massachusetts team as they trail it now by the score of 3-1. They'll step up now to the plate. They only got 6 outs left. They have to get 2 runs. And Andrew Modier has been good on the mound as he's still out there for this Kingston, Rhode Island team.
Number 22, Will Pacheco.
Will Pacheco flied to center field and grounded out to third. Steps up now as this Franklin team trails 3-1. Curveball way up high for a ball. It's been wet out there, but the field has absorbed a lot of this rain that's been coming down, so it's done great. They must have done a great job, I tell you, of this field, keeping this field intact. And there's a foul ball out of play straight overhead. Down there off in the pavilion, down the left field line, has been some players from the next game, which will happen at 7 o'clock here approximately. Bristol, Connecticut faces Dover, New Hampshire. There's a smack, one hopper towards the second baseman. Well, he catches it before it makes that one hop. So he hit it hard, did Will Pacheco, but baseball can be an unforgiving game. Scored that one L4 if you like to do that kind of thing with a scorebook, and that's going to bring up Trip Pisano for the 3rd time. Grounded to second, grounded to short. As Andrew Modier He's only given up 2 hits in this game. Struck out 2, walked 3. He's been stellar as he gets a first pitch strike now to Trippizzano. And there's a curveball in the dirt, gets away from the catcher. That's Owen Costa. Resetting the defense again, that's Eddie Wild down at first, Billy Roach at second, Scott Cromack at short, Aiden Kilty at third, Owen Caldwell. And left, Sammy Laurie, Tyler McNamara in that order, from left to right. And here's the pitch. Chopper down to the shortstop. 2 hops down to the shortstop, Cromack. Long throw to first, he makes it. So Cromack's had his chances today. I believe that's his 4th assist. Let me see, he has 1 put out as well. Brings up Matt Peterson, who scored the only run for Franklin here today. Led off with a single in the second inning. Also grounded back to the pitcher. So there's 2 outs. And here's the first pitch to Peterson. He just goes after it. It slices down the right field line, but the right fielder circling it. He makes a one-handed catch to retire to side. So 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the 6th inning. As Andrew Modier just mows him down. We'll be back with the bottom of the 6th inning after this.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life. National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
Ed Wild.
Well, leading it off here, Eddie Wild here in the bottom of the 6th for South Kingston. Rhode Island, the Rhode Island state champs. Here's the pitch, and that one's popped up in foul ground. Chasing, it's the catcher. Will they get a chance? No, as it bounces off the fence in front of the South Kingston dugout. Well, Kingston, Rhode Island, 3 outs away from playing the championship game tomorrow. Scheduled time at 4, weather permitting. It's been crazy weather here in the Northeast. Still on the mound is Ben Guzman, who came on in relief of Cole Dillon. As Dillon gave up the 3 runs, they're all charged to him. There's a pitch down low, so it's 1-1 now. To Eddie Wild. There's, looks like trying to turned it over a little bit, maybe a change. It's 2 balls, 1 strike now to Wild. Wild struck out, popped to first in his 2 at-bats. And this one he slices down the right field line. That one will be out of play. Just out of the, or over the reach of the first baseman, Matty Peterson. Well, looking forward, looking ahead rather, to the top of the 7th inning. Franklin, Mass. has scheduled hitters Kevin Barrera, Shane O'Neill, and Matt Mason. Due up, barring a substitution. So it's 2-2 now to the number 8 hitter in the order, Eddie Wild. Nearly clips him on the knee. He misses, so it's 3-2. The count is full. You don't want to walk him because on deck is D. And this one does hit him. So I guess the 3-2 pitch hit him anyway. Here's the chant "We Got Ice" goes up, but that got to be painful as it hit him right on the leg, or probably on the side of the knee. This game, Billy Roach, who's 2 for 2 and scored 2 runs.
Second baseman, number 14, Billy Roach.
It's been a thorn in the side of this Franklin, Massachusetts team all afternoon. Throw to first, getting back in time, diving in. With that sore knee is Eddie Wild. Another throw over to first and getting back, another step and a dive. See if they think about bunt here, but then again, Roach is 2 for 2. Here's the pitch. They're not bunting them. It's 1-0. It was down and in. They're playing a double play depth at short and second. Second baseman shading a little bit towards second base. So throw to first. Long arm throw that time by Guzman. It's tough to get him with that. They're saying that one's a strike that time. Billy Roach backed away a little bit. That hard fastball, and they're saying that one clipped the side of the plate. So it's 1-1. And here's the 1-1 delivery. Down low, 2-1. Two-one count, runner on first, nobody out. The name of Eddie Wild over there was hit by a pitch. And here's the 2-1 delivery, and that's in there for a strike. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Billy Roach, who's 2 for 2 on the day, scored 2 runs. I'll tell you, he's having an afternoon for this Kingston, Rhode Island team, that's for sure. He said before, the view you're looking at is through the lens of a GoPro camera, which is right up on top of the chain link fence here behind home plate. This ball down low, so it's 3-2. See if they send a runner with nobody out. And they'll throw over to first. It's a long arm, hard throw. They won't get him with that. They have quick hands, quick feet to get a runner out. And here's the pitch, and that's inside, ball 4. So Roach does his thing again as he's on first for the 3rd time here today. 4th walk issued by Franklin, Mass. Pitchers, first by Benny Guzman.
The shortstop, number 20, Scott
Cromack. We're perched behind home plate here at Veterans Memorial Field in Windsor Locks. There is no press box, so it becomes kind of difficult to get the GoPro any up higher. Usually if there's a stadium, we can get it up high. There's the first pitch, strike now to Scott Cromack. Scott is, let's see, 1 for 2 on the day. No, I mean 0 for 2 on the day. Both of them ground balls to third base. He's also walked. He bunts and goes after it but misses. So it's 0-2 now. See if they take the bunt off. First and second, nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Kingston, Rhode Island, trying to add to their 3-1 lead. And here's the pitch. Curveball. This one's slow hit to short. They won't get a double play out of this. It's like a swinging bunt. Nice running play by the shortstop, Shane O'Neill. But that does the trick as it gets Wild over to third, Roach down to second, so just as good as a bunt. Runners now in scoring position for Sam Laurie, who got a bunt single his last time up, and a fly ball RBI, sac bunt RBI. And here's the pitch, way up high to Laurie. Well, for Franklin, Mass., they got their lone run in the 2nd inning. For Kingston, Rhode Island, they got 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th, 3 runs on 6 hits. They've left 7 runners on base. They've got 2 more on here they're trying to get in. And there's a pitch down low. It's 2-0 out of Laurie. Laurie, a good bunter. He bunted on his last one time on. Also got a fly ball sack. And that one just misses. Just misses. Couldn't have missed by much. A little high. They're just 3-0. Guzman. The 3-0 pitch is in there for strike 1. My mentor Don Boyle always says it's the automatic strike. Just keep on pumping those 3-0 counts, and the umpires keep calling them strikes. Here it is, 3-1. There's a long fly ball to deep center field, and going back. It's over the head of the center fielder. One run will score. Here comes the second runner, and they will hold it up in a 2 RBI single by Sam Laurie. So a blast out into right center field. Scored Eddie Wild, scored Billy Roach. And like that, Kingston, Rhode Island takes a 5-1 lead with 1 out. A 2 RBI double by Sam Laurie.
Pitcher number 10, Andrew.
Laurie's having himself a day. Sac fly RBI back in the 3rd inning. Also singled on a bunt, scored a run, and now blasts another one into that same right center field gap where he hit that sac fly. And Andrew Modier now, who got an RBI single himself, trying to add to that lead. There's a rip into left field, another base hit, and they're going to try to send the run. Nope, they're going to hold him up, wisely so. So a base hit by Modier. I have it as the 7th hit of the day. I'll count them up at the end of the inning. That means Laurie goes down to 3rd base. Modier at 1st. So with 2 outs. With 1 out, rather. They've got 1st and 3rd, and they're threatening to make it worse. A big 2 RBI blast into right center by Sammy Laurie. Guzman deals way up high, ball 1 to the left-handed hitting Caldwell, who's 1 for 3 on the day. And there's a ball. See what they called that pitch. Didn't see the umpire put his hand up, so I assume it's a ball. 1-0. There's another pop-up into shallow right field. Second baseman backpedaling. A right fielder coming on making the catch, and they're tagging the runner, and then he fakes it. The pitcher didn't back up home, though, so that ball got away from the catcher. So scored that one in the F9. Runners hold at their positions at 1st and 3rd. I think they'll run the runner at 1st at some point here with 2 outs, and that brings up Aiden Kilty, who's walked, grounded short, and got on in an error. I have Kingston, Rhode Island with 8 hits on the day as a first pitch strike to Kilty. There's a ground ball to short, slowly hit. He'll have to hurry. He throws in a 1 bounce, and it doesn't get by him. It's safe. Called that one an infield single, but it scores another run. And now it's 6-1 in favor of Kingston, Rhode Island, as they're putting up a crooked 3 up on the scoreboard in this inning so far. As they have a commanding lead over Franklin, Mass. in this semifinal game. And that's going to put runners at 1st and 2nd. Call that one an infield single. I guess you give him an RBI in that. It was a tough play for a shortstop, not ordinary effort.
Catcher number 17, Owen Costa.
Brings up Owen Costa now. It's Kingston, Rhode Island with 9 hits now as Costa takes ball 1. Costa got an RBI single his last time up. And there's a curve in the dirt, so it's 1-1. I mean 2-0 rather. To Owen Costa. And here's the 2-0 delivery. There's a hard smash towards short. That'll be a tough play. He has nowhere to go except he throws a long throw to first. They can't get him. That'll be another infield single. As now the bases are loaded. The only real play that time that Shane O'Neill had was towards the 3rd baseman. And he tried to give a long throw. He did a valiant effort that time. Brings up the 9th hitter in the inning for Kingston, Rhode Island. As Tyler McNamara steps in now, the bases are loaded, and out comes the coach from Franklin, Mass. And now they're going to have a pitcher, a pinch runner, running for Owen Costa, the catcher. In this Northeast Regional Tournament, they allow for courtesy runners for the catcher and the pitcher with 2 outs.
So I just got the courtesy runner for the catcher. Okay. And I guess it has to be the last batted out this inning because the last batted out. So that last Caldwell.
Yep. So Tyler McNamara steps in. He has a chance here to really blow the game open, as Kingston, Rhode Island, scored 3 here in the bottom of the 6th and takes a 6-1 lead over Franklin, Mass. 9 hits in the game now for Kingston, Rhode Island, as their bats have come alive here in the 5th and 6th inning. Tyler McNamara steps in, the 9th hitter of the inning to come to the plate for Kingston, Rhode Island. Here's the first pitch to him. He pops it up in the infield. And the pitcher, catcher looking at each other, and the pitcher gets it. So score that one P1. That'll do it here for Kingston, Rhode Island, but they come up with 3 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors. They left 3 runners on base. The 10th runner left on base here this afternoon. But they've done it. They've gotten 3 runs here in the bottom of the 6th, and the score is now Kingston, Rhode Island 6, Franklin, Massachusetts 1. They'll need a bunch if they're going to move on to the championship game.
Tournament T-shirts are on sale behind home plate for $10.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life. National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
Well, back here at Veterans Memorial Field, the last chance for Franklin, Massachusetts to try to get back in this one, as they trail it by the score of 6-1 now. That big 3-run spot put up by Kingston, Rhode Island in the bottom of the 6th. They sent 9 batters to the plate. Kevin Barrera will lead it off now for Franklin, Mass. Franklin, Mass had gotten here by beating Hampton, Maine 3-0. Cole Dillon started for Franklin, Mass. He was relieved in the 5th inning with the bases loaded by the center fielder Guzman. It's Ben Guzman. And Guzman gave up 3 runs last inning.
Leading off for Franklin, catcher number 3, Kevin Barbera.
Kevin Barbera has been on base twice here today. He's walked and singled. Is still on the mound for Kingston, Rhode Island. He's been stellar. That's Andrew Modier. He's struck out 3, walked 3. First pitch is in. They're calling it a ball. They're probably taking a strike, so it's 1-0 now to Kevin Burr. There's a strike. Good hard fastball by Modier. Modier has only given up 2 hits on the day so far. 1 to this batter here, Barrera. And let me see if I can get the second one. There's ball 2. Second one was by Matty Peterson, who back in the 2nd inning when they scored their only run for Franklin, Mass. They got 1 run in the 2nd inning. He said 2 runs. They committed 1 error. They left 4 on base. Kingston, Rhode Island, 6 runs on 9 hits. They've left 10 runners on base. You know, they got 6 runs. There's ball 4. Not what you want to do is walk the leadoff hitter here for Franklin, Mass, as they're not giving up. Sends up Shane O'Neill. Shane is grounded out.
Shortstop number 5, Shane O'Neill.
And into a 9-6 fielder's choice on a pop-up that landed on the ground. The right fielder picked it up and forced a runner at second. And the first pitch is down low for a ball. I would expect to see a visit to the mound here if he throws another one. So O'Neill grounded out twice. Probably taking here all the way. Here's the 1-0. He takes a strike, so it's 1 ball, 1 strike now to Shane O'Neill. Andrew Modier, he's been stellar. He's trying to finish it off here for his team. He kicks and deals. Ball 2. So for Kingston, Rhode Island, they got their runs, 1 in the 3rd inning, 2 in the 5th, and 3 in the 6th. There's a hard smash in the left field. That's a solid base hit for Shane O'Neill. Only the 3rd hit of the day for Franklin, Mass., but more importantly, 1st and 2nd and nobody out. They trail it by 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, entering the game for Franklin, number 44, Chris Meisner.
Well, now they have a pinch hitter. Chris Meisner comes in the bat for Matty Mason. Meisner, a big, stocky young man. Bats from the left side. He looks like he's a power hitter. Modier just wants to get outs as he turns and deals, and it's ball 1. I would imagine his pitch count has to be getting up there. I know American Legion seniors only allow 105 per game. I would imagine it's at least the same here in juniors. There's a swing and a miss. Big cut that time by Meisner. He tried to hit that one off into the trees in right center field. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike now to Meisner. Meisner trying to show that he deserved to start. He's trying to get his team back in it here. They trail it by a score of 6-1. It's the top of the 7th inning. This is their last 3 outs if they don't get it. Swing and a miss. Big cut that time by Meisner. It's 1-2. He tried to smash another one. He coming up empty. Meisner comes set on the mound. Checks the runner at second only briefly. Deals outside. Ball 2. Well, for this Kingston, Rhode Island team, Billy Roach has been stellar today. He's got 2 singles, walked, scored 3 times in the 9 spot. That's a great thing to have when your 9 hitter is getting hits and scoring runs and getting on base and drawing pitches. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Meisner strikes out. And let me see who this is coming up to the plate now. This scheduled hitter is Jake Houston. As now the coach from Kingston, Rhode Island wants to talk to this pitcher, and the entire infield goes on to that mound conference, and then he jogs back towards the first base dugout.
Ladies and gentlemen, entering the game for Franklin, number 23, Ben Euclid.
And now another pinch hitter, Ben Euclid, comes up now. The bat from place of Jake Houston, who struck out twice. So Euclid now with 1 out. And Meisner's pitch, there's a chopper foul towards the South Kingston's dugout. South Kingston got that 1 run in the 3rd inning when Roach got a single and a walk by to Scott Cromack, and then a wild pitch for runners on 2nd and 3rd, and Sammy Laurie tied the game up with a sac fly to center field. Then in the 5th inning, we'll get down as the pitch comes in. Curveball, that one's popped in the infield, and the pitcher will get it. A weak pop-up on a curveball. And that's the 2nd out of the game. Is now Franklin, Massachusetts, down to their final out. And up comes Ben Guzman, center fielder, who came on the pitch.
Guzman.
So South Kingston got their 2 runs. Roach started it off again. And then there was an error and an RBI single by Owen Costa, and then a big double by Sammy Laurie there in the 6th inning. Scored a big 3, knocked in 2 runs. After Wild came up to lead it off, he was hit by a pitch. Roach was walked. Then you had the big 2 RBI single, then another one by an infield single by Aiden Kilty with an RBI. Player of the game so far has to be Sam Laurie, Billy Roach, and then the pitcher right here. These are the players you'd choose from if you're going to pick one. This man on the mound right here has been stellar. Andrew Modier. Laurie is 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. And then Billy Roach, 2 for 2, scored 3 runs. Even Andrew Modier, the pitcher himself, got 2 hits and an RBI single. Here's the 0-2 delivery now. Last strike now for Franklin, Mass. There's a foul ball out of play, so Guzman stays alive, and his season stays alive. His team stays alive. As they trail at 6-1 here. There's runners on first and second in the name of Kevin Barrera. On second, runner on first, Shane O'Neill. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Guzman. Modier trying to finish it off. The runners go, and here's a pop-up in the infield. This should do it. Is calling for it's the first baseman, Eddie Wild, and he makes the catch. And Kingston, Rhode Island, has defeated Franklin, Mass, by the score of 6-1 for Franklin, Mass. They got 1 run on 3 hits. They committed 1 error. They left 4 runners on base. Count these 2. That's 6 runners they left on base. Kingston, Rhode Island got 6 runs on a total of 9 hits. They've left 10 runners on base, but more importantly also they've committed no errors. The winning pitcher is Andrew Modier, losing pitcher Cole Dillon. Well, we're going to shut down the stream for a short while now, and then we'll be back at approximately 7 o'clock for the game, the other semifinal game between Bristol, Connecticut, and Dover, New Hampshire. Hope you enjoyed this one. It was a good one. It was tight for like 5 of the 5th inning when Kingston, Rhode Island broke out for 2 in 5th and 3 more in the 6th and put it away by the score of 6-1. So they'll play the winner in the championship game tomorrow at 4 o'clock. They'll play the winner of this next game between Bristol and Dover, New Hampshire. Well, we'll shut the stream down right now. We'll be back in approximately 50 minutes.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back